Have you ever thought about biblical depictions of Jesus or the Virgin Mary with dark skin? How about Abraham or King David? While these figures are often portrayed with European features, Russia's recent unveiling of darker-skinned religious icons challenges these traditional images and invites a deeper discussion on historical accuracy and the evolution of religious representation. Historically, European aesthetics have dominated the portrayal of biblical figures such as Jesus, the Virgin Mary, Abraham, and King David, often showing them with fair skin. This new perspective encourages us to reconsider the diversity of ancient societies. By examining the historical context, we can appreciate that these figures, who lived in the ancient Near East, likely had physical traits different from the European standard, prompting a re-examination of traditional iconography based on historical evidence. Let's explore this discovery further, beginning with the most iconic figure, Jesus Christ. Understanding the historical and anthropological context of Jesus' depiction offers a richer perspective on cultural perceptions and religious imagery. The familiar images seen in Western cultures often do not reflect the likely appearance of Jesus, who was born in Bethlehem and raised in Nazareth. The community of Jews during that time typically had characteristics like brown eyes and olive skin. The Bible does not provide detailed physical descriptions of Jesus, leaving room for diverse artistic interpretations. This absence of specific details allows for a wide range of representations, urging a reconsideration of conventional depictions and challenging our preconceived notions about religious imagery. This more nuanced understanding can help us appreciate the true diversity present in ancient societies and enhance our comprehension of biblical figures. The recent display of black icons in Russia, notably President Putin's relocation of Andrei Rublev's Trinity to a Moscow cathedral, has sparked a complex discussion on the interplay between politics and religion in Russian society. These ancient icons, dating back to the 14th century, are powerful symbols of cultural heritage and spiritual devotion. Moving Rublev's Trinity, a piece celebrated for both its theological depth and artistic brilliance, into a significant religious setting highlights Putin's efforts to reinforce traditional values and solidify his political power through the revival of religious imagery. This act is not just about preserving art, it's about a broader societal shift. After decades of suppression and destruction under the Soviet regime, the public display of these icons signifies a growing acceptance of historical narratives that include religious heritage, challenging the long-standing dominance of secular narratives. These black icons go beyond their visual and religious importance, providing insight into the deep biblical narratives and theological interpretations that have shaped Russian spirituality for centuries. Despite efforts to eliminate them, these icons have endured, symbolizing the resilience of faith and cultural identity in the face of adversity. By incorporating these icons into public spaces and discussions, Putin's administration aims to reinforce a national identity grounded in Orthodox Christianity and to assert Russia's unique cultural legacy on the international stage. This effort reflects a strategic move to weave a sense of historical continuity and spiritual depth into the fabric of modern Russian identity, showcasing the nation's rich religious and cultural heritage. Russian icons, embedded in centuries-old tradition, are not just artistic treasures, but also profound expressions of Orthodox Christian faith. Crafted with meticulous care on wooden panels using traditional techniques handed down through generations, these icons visually represent biblical stories and spiritual concepts. The exhibition of Russian icons at Castel Sant'Angelo in Rome is a significant event, providing a rare opportunity to experience the depth of Orthodox spirituality. This exhibition goes beyond merely displaying artistic skill. It uncovers the narratives behind the icons, revealing hidden stories and challenging existing preconceptions about Russian religious art. This event highlights the intricate relationship between art, faith, and history, inviting a deeper understanding of Orthodox Christian traditions and their influence on Russian culture. The ongoing debate regarding the authenticity of religious icons illustrates a complex interplay between historical interpretation and religious reverence. Those who support the aging theory argue that the darkening of these icons is due to the natural passage of time, with the change in color reflecting the many centuries since their creation. On the other hand, supporters of the fidelity theory maintain that these darkened hues are deliberate, meant to represent the true appearance of biblical figures. This discourse is further enriched by references to biblical texts such as the Song of Solomon and Revelation, which provide both inspiration and substantial material for discussions about historical accuracy and the portrayal of sacred figures. In recent years, the representation of Jesus as a white man has been increasingly scrutinized, largely driven by activists like Shaun King. King's advocacy brings attention to an essential aspect of the ongoing dialogue about racial equality and representation, challenging long-standing, predominantly Eurocentric depictions of Jesus. He argues that portraying Jesus as white has significant socio-political implications, reinforcing power structures that marginalize non-white identities. Critics of the traditional depiction of Jesus assert that it not only misrepresents historical facts but also perpetuates damaging stereotypes. They argue that images of a white Jesus have been historically used to justify colonialism, slavery, and other forms of oppression, thereby contributing to the maintenance of white supremacy. The Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, has made notable progress in advocating for a more inclusive and universal interpretation of God by addressing the need to rethink traditional images of Jesus. By highlighting the importance of viewing divine representations through a broader cultural perspective, he enriches the ongoing dialogue about how religion can play a pivotal role in fostering understanding and acceptance among diverse communities. This shift reflects a global movement that is reassessing historical legacies, prompting institutions like Canterbury Cathedral to examine the stories they tell and their relevance to modern society. As these institutions come under increased scrutiny, they are encouraged to reflect on the impact of their historical narratives and consider how these stories shape contemporary social and cultural dynamics. Amidst the growing global calls to remove statues associated with imperialism and the slave trade, institutions such as Canterbury Cathedral face heightened examination. This scrutiny leads to a deeper reflection on the historical narratives these institutions have upheld and their implications for present-day society. In a similar vein, the unveiling of black icons in Russia acts as a significant marker, challenging established historical narratives and encouraging a critical reassessment of the past. These icons serve as powerful symbols that force us to confront the complexities of representation and the distortions of historical truths. By embracing these revelations, society is urged to recognize the transformative power of truth in redefining our understanding of history and fostering a more inclusive future.
If you found this video enjoyable, please consider liking and sharing it. Additionally, subscribing to this channel will ensure that you receive more updates in the future. Thank you.